Back with some more fucking War Thunder. We did some runs, made some moves. Went on the horizon. Now we're gonna get the triple entente vehicle for or the Axis vehicle for today. I already got the triple entente vehicle for today, I believe. I hope it's the Zeppelin. I don't think you can get the Zeppelin, but if you could get the Zeppelin, that would be so fucking sick. I mean, technically, there's no reason that the Zeppelin couldn't be added. I mean, it doesn't like fit the meta very well, but it's also like it's not a game breaker, and if it works in the game, you know, nobody can unlock the Zeppelin. That would be sick. There's no reason not to add the Zeppelin. That massive gunnery. Random reminder to stay hydrated. Drink water, gamers. It'll help you stay in the game for longer. Ooh, is that a Mark IV right there? I think it is. I'm gonna spot him. I'm gonna see him. I'm gonna put a little shell in his face. I may or may not have been given some cocaine earlier. That may or may not have made me really focused. That's okay. Because it's been a productive day. And it was just a little key press for funsies. Fire dimension! Yes, now the tanking is very easy, hyper-focused. Oh, they have hit us! This is bad. Coming in from the offside, there might not be escaping this. But that's okay. That's okay. What we learned last round and last stream is that the gun car is actually probably the best, at least so far, the most OP event vehicle. Because you can just sort of run around and spank and take. You actually take quite a few more hits than the tanks. You still have quite a few crew too. And because of how War Thunder works with crew shift dynamics, not really... Ooh, there is one right there! I don't know if I can hit him at this range, but we'll try. I hit the pole. And try again. In between the trees. Come on. Oh, he's really far away. I'm just gonna keep shooting and scooting. Shoot and scoot, that's the way to go about it. Out on the front where there are rewards. Out on the front where we have our allies. I see a tank there, but he is far away. Instead, we'll advance towards the house and terrain. Shooting and a scooting and a looting right over the trench. We've got a cart to fart and shart away out of pins. Every day is dynamic, what we see, what we make in the movies. Going fast for the last time of the time to begin. Out of sight, hey, hey. Put up, ooh. We got a little bit of flame on our whistle. Someone's firing at us. I might actually be able to hit him back. I'm just gonna keep scooting for the house and keep aiming the gun and shooting around. And now we've got some terrain in between us. See if he gets bored, and we'll actually carry on a little bit farther forward into the trench so we can see where he is and not get hit. Hello. Bogus. But there's people on all sides. Wir können just fasten. Gotcha, Machine Gunny. Machine Gun Jones. Gonna give you a little machine gun in your face to talk about all the people. Ooh, and there's another car coming this way. Hey, scoot it, shoot it, scoot it, loot it. Dude it. Whichever way you fancy on this war front. With the war thunder. We get jazzed, perazzed, and pizzazzed. Oh, I see one right over there. Don't despair. We can cover ourselves in from the pain terrain and hopefully not stick out too much. Okay, gonna separate the sunk, the funk. We see it. We see it. There he is. There he is. I fired some shots that gave away my position. It was not smart. We missed. We missed. We recalibrated the gun. Come on. A little bit more. A little bit higher. Oh, he's exploded anyway. There's another one. Oh, there's two. I'm gonna try and scoot and do. Oh shit, there's soldiers. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? We might be found. Further on the freeway front. Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. He was a little low. Little high, a little slow. I don't think our shot's making it that far out. Unless that... Ooh. Oh, we got hit. Somehow tanked it. Gonna run away. If we can make it through. Crushing on the war. Gonna pit some brutality where they can see. Leave it or not. Believe it or not, we're walking on air. Ooh, they're firing really close. They really want to put a hole in us. But I'll tell you, Shorty, if you want to make that far into our depth perception, you gotta pay premium. Oh. The game lagged out while we got hit, but I was gonna say that was shit, but it doesn't matter because I would have gotten hit anyway. I think it lagged the second I got hit. So it's not like there was anything I could have done. Fair is fair in love and war. Time to take out the Panzer IV. Yeah. This I adore. Land ship. Teamwork makes the dream work. I walk a lonely road. And it's the only road I've ever known. I don't know where it goes, but it's only me and I walk alone. That's bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit. I have friends, and I've had lovers, and presumably in the future, perhaps more I shall have. That remains to see. If we keep living this life of Final Fantasy, we got some concussive damage, but everyone's shaken up, but we still find a drive. Just took that down. Hello, who's there? Say it ain't so, Funky Joe. I'm gonna shoot you down, yo. Oh, front machine gun. Oosh. Oh shit, Schwartz. Call the artillery. There's nothing better to do. We are going to die now. Or perhaps not. We keep running forward. Okay, we're fine. The expendable crew is just dying. Oh. Where is that shell coming from? Excuse me, sir. I need to give you some change. You paid more than the cost of lead. I'm just going to pay back the price. Hospitality, give it in return. See. Ooh, look at you. For free? Whoopee! Oh, he got me before I could let him free of his life. More power you dedicate to the entertainment side of the brain. And less efficient we're playing it, but that's okay. It's making for a good show today. A good final theme. Good third war on this stream. Had lunch, breakfast, and dinner. Well, actually not going to have dinner. Did 2 meals today. The rest was drugs. But that's okay. Trying to balance it out. Sometimes we eat food, sometimes we eat content, sometimes we eat drugs. It's all just different ways to stir the dopamine in our body and make the fucking machine roll onward, forward into the night. Usually it's a mixture of all three. Gotta keep that ball rolling. Speaking of, time to do some bong hits for Jeebus. Jeebus fucking Christ. We got some more weed. And I know it's time to smoke it, toke it, rope it. Let's go, faux show. This time is the crime. That's the way you say. Get hit today. Hey, hey, hey. My guy's got the official bags now. It's kind of sick. The word on the street. The word on the street is that anything that you can get on the street is probably just as good as what you're getting in the store, because the store still uses pesticides and all that bullshit, and it's not regulated where it needs to be. All the licensing is doing is giving the fucking bourgeoisie and the capitalists, the people who didn't have to work hard to sell their way on the streets, they're giving those folks a fucking monopoly on the marijuana because they can do paperwork. My friends who actually have been doing this for a long time because they have to, no, they still got to do it under the table. But God damn it, their stuff's better than anything you get legally. Or at the very least, on par, I'll say. On par, looking at far. I need a pointy stick to say. I'm in New York, by the way, so weed is legal. I wouldn't be buying it illegally if there wasn't competitive, but it's competitive. It's literally the same fucking price on the street. And I like to support local business. Plus, that's where I like to go and have fun, hang out. Where I've been doing it for years, goddammit. I'm not going to start going to some licensed fucking dispensary when I got my sources, you know? Why would I fucking cut my guy out of his business? Fuck that. Fuck that. Bullshit. Don't quit. Where the fuck is my pointy stick? I need to load this bong hit. Take out the guard for beauty. To make some power moves on the road, yeah? But first... Oh, here's a stick. This stick will work. It's not the stick I was looking for. And it's not the ideal paperclip-esque poking stick, but I just need to realign the piece of cigarette in my bowl where it has been misaligned so I can put some weed on top of it and make a nice power hit, popper hit. Oh shit. Do not quit. Oh, fuck. The lining has come off my popper shaft. My homemade popper shaft, which is just a tube from some kind of pen, I think, that is made of metal, put over and glued with bull ruckus to a drill bit that I've been smoking out of since I was just a teen, and repurposed into a popper shaft, and I've put a hair band around it to make it fit into my bong properly, and it's actually quite nice. It hits well, and it's very accessible and maneuverable and easy to clean out because it's got 2 layers. Homemade popper piece, custom edition. I'd show it on stream, but you wouldn't see it through my screen of insanity that I put up. Uno momento, I'm going to start driving the tank. Oh, we've got a call from Mr. Duruckus. What is it, Mr. Baruckus? We're live on stream. I have you on speakerphone.
I was just gonna say, I hate that stupid schizo chat now. I'm just going through it. It's all fucking assholes.
It's literally all it's ever been, Sam.
It's not even like real schizos.
It's always been this, Sam. It's a shit posting group. It's a shit posting group where everyone acts like they're schizophrenic. That's the whole fucking point! Yippee-ki-ya. And then if you actually have something political to say, you can just slip it right on through, and it's actually pretty fun and sleazy, which is why I fucking love it. That's the whole fucking point. It was literally started by... like vaguely right-wing... Everybody is schizo. What the fuck are you talking about the real schizos? You're just fucking...
It's all this marketing fake shit.
That's what politics is, Sam.
It's all bullshit.
It's never not been bullshit.
I don't know, man. It's just terrible.
You're like one of those people... by complaining about how terrible it is, you are contributing to the problem. If you would post stuff that was interesting, then you would be part of the solution. No, because I post interesting stuff, Sam, and you complain. All you do is complain, and all these people who complain about, it's not like it used to be, they're not the ones who are actually posting, they're the ones who just like to fucking watch other people post. But here's the thing, it's actually better than it used to be because it's been getting more engaging and more people have been doing it. But the thing is, Sam, if you have something to say, say it. You can say it. There's no reason to be afraid to say your mind in that group. That's the whole fucking point. Like, you realize the whole point of acting like you're crazy is because when you're crazy, you can say anything. Because the thing is, everyone's crazy. This is what I've been saying for years. And if you know you're crazy, then you can run with it and, like, actually say some interesting stuff sometime.
I do. I just don't think any of it's interesting. It's all...
Well, then say something that's interesting. Say interesting... Just say interesting stuff, Sam. If you have,
it's all bullshit. The shroom stuff is all fake.
You're not even listening to what I'm saying. I'm telling you, you have to say interesting stuff if you want there to be interesting stuff.
Well, yeah, but they're just like it's been taken over.
It hasn't been taken, Sam. It was started by Troons. That group was started by Gwen Sayers. She is the Troon that started the group.
I don't think so.
Yes, that is true. Look at who owns the group. It's not unknown. Like, you're just making... Sam, if you...
I'm gonna have to start my own group that's better.
Sam, you're retarded. You don't understand how this works. Like, you're just...
Actually, I know exactly what I'm going to post in there. I'm going to push people away from it, and that's what I'm going to do.
Sam, all you're doing... Sam, you're not listening. You never fucking listen. This is so frustrating. Like, you just decided on a conclusion, and you're going with it, and I'm telling you you're wrong, and you're like, no, I'm going to... No, you are incorrect, because I'm telling you, it's always been about Troon posting. Literally, it was started to be schizophrenic Troon posting. And that's the whole point, is to say controversial schizo shit. And the problem is, Sam, they dragged Troons into politics. The fucking right wing did that way back in the day.
Alright, then I'm gonna have to make one that's no Troons allowed. Or Troons allowed, but you gotta be like...
That's the thing, Sam, is it's not about Trooning. The Troons were co-opted by the right wing. They started the war. The right wings asked for this. By targeting transgender people with the bathroom stuff and making it into a social issue, they were the ones who fucking made the Troons have to come to the front lines.
Gay. He's also gay. Anyway.
That's the thing, is it's okay to be gay. It's cool to be gay in this modern time. And if you don't realize it's cool... Oh, wow, he hung up. He's such a bitch. Whatever. I'm going to take this bong hit and we're going to go back to fighting this war. We got some important information out, at least. See, what pisses me off is he's like, everything sucks, and I'm just going to follow everyone else who says it's not like it used to be, but it is what it is. It's a group where anyone can say anything, and he's not saying anything other than it sucks, so of course it sucks, because all you're doing is bitching about how much it sucks. It doesn't suck, by the way. It's a really cool place. Every fucking Facebook group gets polluted with fucking identity horrors and all this bullshit, but this one's cool because you can say off the hot cuff shit. It's a political schizo posting group, but everyone's schizophrenic on Facebook. If you want to join, look it up. It's not like I'm going to charge a large influx of joiners, but whoever sees this video, if you care to despair, it's pretty easy to join. It's private, but it's like you just ask to join and you join. That's what I like. It's nice. It's a little bit cultivated, but barely. It's like old 4chan is what it is. Sam doesn't even realize he's perpetuating part of the problem. You know what, and if he does make a thing that's trying to create his own group within the group, then he'll have to post in there, and I've already dragged him into it, whether he likes it or not. So, joke's on you, Slam. You're playing the game now, whether you want to or not. And if you don't play, then that's okay, I suppose, but you've got nothing to gain and nothing to lose. But if you want to have fun and win and schmooze, then you sell yourself on the lose. It's the dog and pony piss parade, bread and circuses. We're losing this battle, but not the war. Well, actually, I'm fighting for Imperial Germany, so we do lose the war. But that's okay. We're not losing the Troon War. The Troon War is going to end better than World War I and World War II, I think. With the magic of friendship. I just want to negotiate this fucking peace treaty. The popper hit, barely hit. I'm going to take a little bit more weed. Just to balance out the fight. Get up, stand up. Don't fight your rights. Get up, stand up. Don't give up the fight, man. Get up or stand up. Don't compare your rights, man. Going to announce the stream in the chat. Shlaba dada. Get up, stand up. Won't give up the fight. Get up and stand up. Won't give off your rights. Sending him some propaganda. Poop but doop. A lot of people are non-binary and they don't even realize it. A lot of people who think caring about gender identity in politics is stupid are non-binary and they don't realize it because you don't have to integrate gender identity. You don't have to integrate gender into your identity. That's just some bullshit. Bullshit from the word on the street. The voice of the void coming out with some more chaos propaganda. Deep from down on Sunder, we've got the voices rolling up with deep, unsurmountable, foolish truths. Yes. Yes, the fools are truly on parade today. Why can't we find a match? Restart the queue. Restart the queue. Yoo-hoo. Oh, boys and toys, what say it ain't so in the battle of hoes? Make a move, make a new show. Everything is wanting and we're going real slow. Ho, yo, ho. About halfway there to the German Empire Task 5. Then we can finally end this stream. Might do more streams after this and another game. But I've been playing so much War Fungus, I don't want to play more than the event is asking me to. Although actually I might play one game with the Saint Shamans in the other vehicle I unlock after, if we're still in the mood. Attitude. But for now we're flying fast, so we gotta load some weed up to calm our titties down. We don't want to run away too far in a furious haze. I might have mixed cocaine with a dopamine supplement today. Hey, hey, hey. So I only did a little to the blow, but you know, it's actually got me out of sight. Alright, say it ain't so. We're just gonna go forward and further into the night. Alright, make it easy, take it easy. Gonna slow some weed to slow down. And get sleazy. Jazz cabbage. We've been keeping our hearts staying stagnant in our veins, or at least a cool enough rhythm for many ages. Imbibe the substances, keep us alive. Also started plotting the MetaState road trip. That's right, the MetaState road trip we're gonna take to the streets. Already factoring in going to Seattle and Las Vegas. Those are the two primary destinations where we have agents that we're gonna meet up with and show us, me and probably Milo, possibly Neil as well. And that's gonna be chapter 2 of this Road Chaos adventure. Neil and Sam and Milo already went way back in the day to Seattle on a scouting party. And I've been up and down the Toronto East Coast, so we've been on our own on-the-road adventure for a little bit as the friends and family move up and down these American states, just like our progenitors before us, doing drugs and making friends along the way, seeing new perspectives, learning the seas of the inner city streets and the country, and running muckery and just spreading countercultural chaos and fun in the sun, thriving, making friends, and showing the world that we can all get along, if not for a moment, over some liquor and some psychedelic drugs. This is the way of MetaState. This is the way of the magic of friendship. Ho ho, that's the mission I'm on. Mission from MetaState. Fuck your gods. I don't need no gods. God is gay. It's okay to be gay, but it's also okay to be your own god. So let's all be gay together. That's the way of the word MetaState. You heard? You don't have to like cock or vagina. You can like both or neither or one or the other. It doesn't fucking matter. We can all be gay together in spirit. The end is nigh, but it's always been coming. The end is nigh. We're on the run, going forward and further into chaotic slum. That's the mist of the moment, the magic of the word on the street, the prophecy, and it's the things that we've made when we beat our meat, 'cause it's monkeys jerking off all the way down. That's what they don't want you to know in school when they say Pledge of Allegiance to mindlessly program you to be loyal to the American identity. But what if I were to say that crime is cool and in a way the identity should be separate from what the government tells you to be, because the government can come and go. That's what the French Revolution showed us see. And if you divorce the cultural identity from the power of the government, then maybe you'll find that the freedom you have to make yourself and your friends, whoever you want to be, someone left to defend, in the end, isn't that all you want to fight for in this life? When there's so many enemies around each corner and you can't see them all in the night. So you keep moving forward into the future, getting hit and getting damaged, learning from your mistakes, growing on, going forward and exploding in the night, because you might die at any time, but that's alright. As long as you had fun along the way, that's all that matters, I think. It's all that matters, I think. That's a good message. That's a good message to end that little burst into song and dance. Announcing the road trip escapade as we fly by on stream. Taking another bong hit. Gotta stay cool now, gotta beware. Still got a ways to go if we want to fight for this show. Didn't do a whole lot of damage that time. Though it was a productive song and dance number, I'll give it that. Gonna load one more bong hit. Really want to make sure that the weed kicks in so my heart doesn't take off too fast, you see. They can balance out the manic panic of the chaotic exotic. The stuff flowing through my veins, cause I've done a lot of drugs today. Started out with dextromethorphan, just a little bit, like 150 milligrams. But then we did, at the shack, we did a little bit of nose candy cocaine. Just a bump. And we got some hits of weed. And we did some more weed. And an L-Dopa hit from the Mucopurrians extracts. That's a nootropic. They sell it and it's drugs. They don't say it's drugs, but some of nootropics are drugs and some of it is a scam. But you gotta do research to figure out what is what. L-Dopa is basically velvet bean extract that is straight dopamine analyzed in your system. And DXM agonizes dopamine. But I'm trying to not do as much DXM as I've been doing. Hence why I only did 150. But we're mixing it with other stuff to keep getting. Oh fuck, there's a bomb. What? Oh shit, it just damaged our tracks. The armor was good enough. The tank preserved. We'll fix the tracks real quick. Good as new. You could say that bomb tripped us off track, but really, it just made us pay attention to what's important right now, which is the war in front of us, soldier. We're gonna scan the horizon. I'm gonna load the bong hit, make sure it's clear. Then we're gonna start moving forward B point. Start advancing, possibly to see. We have to go a little further forward to see what's on the horizon. Politics and drugs and video gaming all in one place. That's my MetaState. That's how I'm using it. What a fun show, a spectacle, if you will. It's all happening right here, right now, on RealityTM TV, interdimensional cable. That's RealityTM on Twitch, and on YouTube, RealityTM. We'll tell you what's real so you don't have to think about it. RealityTM. We're really just a corporate front for MetaState. I want you to think for yourselves, but if you know, that's the joke. That's like our flying spaghetti monster. Just wait until the Long Islanders hear about this, though. They're not gonna like it. Those motherfuckers are all about making meaning for the sake of meaning too, but they just want to stay in one place and not actually discern anything. They just want to basically be like Sam and just sort of like following the path that was put forward for them without going into the spectacle. I created the Long Islandist religion, I'm not gonna lie. But Sam is its main follower. And he basically took on the chalice of Long Island's director. I'll have to inform him that he's I'm going to give him the religion because I think he embodies it far better than I do. And basically they are meant to be our rivals that also cross promote us. So it's gonna be hip to the trip. I'm gonna maybe talk to Sam about seating if he wants to be a Long Islandist. He can make that his own movement separate from mine. And it would be really funny if I created it and just gave it to him as a marketing thing. And that's like a joke from way back. But we're playing on a similar side, but we want different things sometimes. And so that's going to be another aspect of it. The Long Islanders do not endorse the NLOP. MetaState endorses the NLOP because I am the progenitor of MetaState, not its only player. There are other agents, and the MetaState will exist without me, whether I like it or not, because it exists in other people's heads, and there's already a few people who care about it and are doing stuff with it, like Milo. Milo's working on a whole underground newspaper. So really, this whole culture is going to take off. this chaos ritual is set into place, and I guess I'm unveiling sort of the plan here on stream as I recollect it and put it all in one place. And that's another thing with the MetaState is I'm really into not like putting it. I'm putting everything out in the open. I'm not afraid to say what my plan is because I care about it. This is what I want to believe in, and you know, I'm not ashamed of it. I don't want to be ashamed of it. I don't want to spend my life pursuing a secret. I don't want to be ashamed of the thing I care about, and I think it's a good idea, TM. My version of good, subjective good. And so if anyone else wants to examine it or be critical of it, I very much welcome that, because I don't think I'm better than everyone else. I think I'm just as retarded as everyone in the grandest scheme of things. You know, I'm smart. I'm definitely pretty smart. I'm not, you know, like, suck my own dick about it, but I know that I've put a lot of shit together. I'm not conventionally educated, though. But I have a lot of friends who are also smart, and some of them are more conventionally educated than others, but we're all educated in different ways on different things, because in today's day and age, more so than ever, but always, there have been just so many things to be aware of and think about that not one person can possibly be relied on to keep track of it all. We're going to go in the fighter plane now, because I like flying the plane, Larry. And so a big part of the NLOP, too, is like, the government exists whether we like it or not. And, you know, I'm an anarchist at heart, deep down. I don't want the government to control me, but it's there and it exists. And I don't think we can just easily overthrow it. Because if we overthrow the government, it's going to cause a lot more harm, and there's other governments that'll come and get us. And basically what I'm saying is we should use this government as a sort of ship of Theseus. You know, we should, like, band together and maybe use the husk of America, the hollowed out shell of the American nightmare, whatever the founding fathers have left for us. We can take that machine that they've built and embody it to be whatever the fuck we want to be. And in this case, maybe something better for ourselves and our families. And that's what I think. And as somebody who really wants to take moral policing out of government, which is the main foundational idea behind the NLOP, the Neo-Libertarian occultist front, I think the government should not be telling people how to live their lives. There's too many people and too many ways of living their lives for, like, I don't think that should be up to democracy or debate. I think people can debate that all they want, and I think they should have the freedom to debate that. Because I don't think even as if you think I'm wrong about any of this, I think you should have the right to tell me that to my face. You know? I don't think that I should be the only one who gets to say what I want, but also what I want is that I want for everyone to be able to say what they want. So that's kind of just coincidentally lines up with the MetaState goal. It's almost like the MetaState exists with or without me, and I've just been sort of chosen just through coincidence, not by some, like, fundamental right. I don't believe in God or any of that bullshit. Gods are something humans created for themselves, but that's a conversation for another day. But, you know, that's just how the threads of fate have sort of worked out, that I'm now in the right position to be the guy, like, who's like, we're here, we're weird, and we're not afraid to fucking be interesting. Because everyone's retarded, and everyone's queer a little bit, and it doesn't matter what your sexual proclivity or your creed or your morality is, because you shouldn't be telling me how to live my life, and I shouldn't be telling you how to live your life. And I think we can at least agree on that, because nobody wants me to tell them what to do. If at the very least, we can all agree that I'm fucking crazy, right? I think you're all crazy too, and I think the cool ones will say they're crazy as well. But at the very least, we know I'm crazy. I'm not afraid to admit that. I'm not beating around the bush there. I'm a fucking wacko. I am insane. I have started constructing realities for myself beyond the foundation of what the initial perception construed, my friend. We are interpreting a bunch of ideas and hypotheticals into frameworks for what could or could not be. How much of this is hallucination and how much of this is made up is up for interpretation. And I think my stereoplastic constant is always trying to refine and do it better, and maybe I'm getting better at narrowing it down and diffusing certain goals, but that's neither here nor there, my friends. I am fucking batshit insane. What if you just heard all that I just said leading up to this and you didn't think that was insane? Well, I would actually probably have a lot to say to you, and maybe you can speak my language pretty well, and we could have an interesting conversation. But if you did hear that and think I'm insane, that's okay, because you don't have to agree with my worldview or my foundations or any of like the things that I really care about for socially, because we can talk about that one-on-one, like as people, as individuals. That's not for the government to fucking tell us what to do, is all I'm saying. The fact of the matter is that stuff is subjective. I have my views on it. You have your views on it. Other people have their views on it. I don't want the fucking government to say who is right. And I don't want the government to be weaponized as a tool for certain groups or certain parties to start using their idea of right as the divine right, as if they are gods. They are humans that are trying to manipulate other humans into living their ways of life, and I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with that freedom being taken away. This is why I'm very pro freedom of speech, which is something the Democrats have actually really failed to defend. And I'm not afraid to criticize them for it, because as much as we shit on the Republicans are fucking babies, they're infants. But the Democrats are basically toddlers above that, making fun of them and laugh. Look at these babies. Like they're like, if you really think they're so infantile, then don't fucking mock them. How about you try and communicate with them instead of just fucking isolating from each other? You fucking hypocrites. This is the problem with the liberals of this country, or at least the mainstream liberalism. Because liberal can mean a lot of things to a lot of people, and arguably the Neo-Libertarian occultist party is quite liberal in a lot of ways. More so than the Democrats, who are basically neoliberals and kind of conservative in a lot of ways. At this fucking point, I mean, you saw what they did to Bernie Sanders. There's no room for opposition in that party. And whatever they do is behind fucking closed doors. So I'm not fucking going within the Democratic Party. My family likes them. I don't like the Democrats. I don't like the Democrats or the Republicans. The Republicans, even before Trump, were just fucking retarded in all sorts of ways. Just big oil shills, and now they're shills to new money. And it's just all about, it's all about who pays to win, basically. At the higher up levels, these politicians make so many concessions to the people that are paying them, be it fucking entertainment corporations on the left or fucking big oil and on the right, and the military industrial complex is frankly on both sides. They pushed out big tobacco long ago. I'm pro big tobacco, by the way. I think we should have the right to kill ourselves. I don't think big tobacco is a particularly moral I'm going to come right out in here and say I'll side if big tobacco hit me up. Maybe we can get some sponsors from the fucking cigarette companies. Because here's the thing, I don't think cigarettes are good for you. And they're not trying to say cigarettes are good for you. Nobody fucking thinks cigarettes is good for you. But as somebody who smokes on purpose, as somebody who makes a conscientious choice to smoke, and doesn't think the world should be for children, the cigarette corporations are just as evil as any other corporation. Evil TM. So that's a discussion we'll have for another day, but I'm going to try and maybe reach out to Big Tobacco and get them to fund me. Because, you know what, as evil as they are, everyone else is evil too. And they at least are legally required to say they're evil now, so they can't get mad at me for saying they're evil. Because I'll shit on Big Tobacco all day once I'm their sponsor. That's what I really want to do, but I do enjoy their product because I intend to keep smoking. I'm not trying to quit smoking. That's the thing. I'm not trying to live a really long life. I'm trying to live a cool life, and I think smoking's sexy. Hollywood made smoking sexy in yonder year, and they did a fucking fine job at it. Sure, it's propaganda, but you know what? If I have to kill myself to live in many different ways, I'm going to do it in a way that doesn't take into account being a burden to the healthcare system, because the real reason the rich give a shit about you stopping smoking is because they feel like they're going to have to pay for your healthcare, which isn't even true, by the way. That's just some bullshit that they sold to the middle class to get them hyped up and scared to try and drive diversity in the old world politics of the fucking early 20s and whatnot. And oh god, there's so many rabbit holes to go down. How do we dance between them? This is just some political punditry. This is just me coming out in the open and riffing. This is just like the beginning of something here, people. Whatever this stream is, I'm going to put it up on YouTube, and it's going to be titled, I don't know exactly what it's going to be titled yet, but it's going probably to be a part 2 to the video I already put up. This is going to be sort of the NLOP's coming out party, as we also play War Thunder and Riff politically. Speaking of War Thungus, we have to generate more points for this game, because this game is quite insane. This game is the war of the worlds. And here, okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Here's another talking point while we're on War Thunder. The military-industrial complex. This is a beast that is very big and possibly too big to kill instantly. I don't want war. And I think we can maybe focus on... I would not be a shill for them. I will not be a military-industrial complex shill for Lockheed or Raytheon. I won't take money from them. That's off my plans. I'm gonna say that right here, right now. But they also are a large industry in America, and they are responsible for creating a lot of jobs and tech. And so what I am thinking is maybe if they wanted my endorsement, what they would do would be they would have to make more products in the civilian sector that are actually, because here's the thing, right now war is super profitable and you can bet on it for both sides. It's like even going back to Eisenhower. I hate Eisenhower, by the way, as strangely relevant as his bullshit is now, back from the 1950s. But he warned about the beast that he helped create. And for example, the war in Ukraine. One of the things that I think the Democratic Party did right during Joe Biden's regime was they were, and we're going to get into Russia and how I feel about them as a segue to this in a minute. But hold on, we have to take out this vehicle over here. This French Saint Chaman's tank. Russia is another miserable fucking oligarchy run by mafiosos. Not much better than America. Not much worse than America, depending on how you want to look at it. And they're more straightforward with the way they work. They're more with the street. Putin is very much a Stalinist, not in the way that he supports a communist philosophy, but in the way that Stalin was using the communist order, the way Stalin is using a democratic, the way Putin is using a democratic order to basically just leverage his own cabal of businessmen and associates to get powerful and get money and be rich and do whatever the fuck they want. It's just another self-interested aristocrat empire. It's a leftover from the old world. Russia is truly like one of the last hallmarks of old world Europe. Like, as Western Europe sort of moved away from it, the Slavs kind of are so that's how I feel about the Russian government. As with Ukraine, I'm not even willing to take huge stances on, like, I think Ukrainian politics are really interesting. I think their system is super corrupt and ready to be taken advantage of. But also, Zelensky was an interesting figure in that he's also a comedian who basically metagamed the system, much like Trump did in America. But he might, he seems like a cool, I don't have too much to say about Zelensky. He seems alright, at the very least. He seems competent. Far more competent than anyone we have operating in America, that's for sure. But down from the count is Ukraine has a lot of potential to work with the West, and I very much support them working with the West and integrating and all that. And the fact of the matter is the Russians want their population and their land, because Russia, somewhat counterintuitively to them throwing all their young people into a meat grinder, has a huge demographic problem. And Russia is running out of young people to cultivate. And their birth rates are plummeting. This is a problem that's going to be faced a lot of places in the world, and there are multiple solutions. We'll get into this later, because people don't just have to breed endlessly for the sake of the economy, especially not now, especially not with robotics. But that's another segue again. We're back to Putin. I have to shoot down this plane who's trying to shoot down our Zeppelin, actually. Trump thinks he can do business with Putin, and he may be right. Trump wants to bring peace because he wants that to be in the history books, and that's not necessarily the worst goal Trump could have on paper, but the way he's doing it is fucking retarded, and I'll tell you why. Because the Ukrainians are fighting for their homes. The reason the Ukrainians are gonna not fucking back down, and the reason that no one can tell them to back down, is because it's their fucking homes that are being fucking taken. Okay? So, if you want to give them arms and fuel the military-industrial complex, that is not a bad thing. Our military-industrial complex will and that will simultaneously also let Russia destroy itself, because Putin fucked up by invading Ukraine. He made a mistake, is what the media isn't really letting the people understand. Putin isn't fucking that smart. He's prone to error, just like all of these fucking douchebags. He made a huge fucking error with the invasion. He thought Ukraine was gonna fall in 3 days. That didn't fucking happen. No, because now he's made his demographics problem even worse. And now they're actually going to start having, I don't know if they're already doing this, they're going to start having to recruit kids from Moscow and St. Petersburg, where all their elites are, which is Putin's actual backers who he has to appeal to. And so far, while service is compulsory in Russia, they haven't had to tap into the compulsory service regimes from those places, because that would be politically inconvenient. But now that they're running out of inmates and all of the basically hillbillies that didn't have any political power in Russia, the proletariat that have historically just been shat on for years, now that those guys are done, they're relying on exports like North Koreans, and they're going to have to start dipping into their own troops. And so basically, as fucked up and Machiavellian and hold on, take out this machine gun position. As fucked up and Machiavellian and cold as it is to just say we should throw arms at the Ukrainians to defeat the Russians and let Russia defeat itself in the meat grinder, that is probably the best thing to do. Because Russia is an old world thing that is going to take itself out, and the Ukrainians deserve the chance to fucking, as much as anyone deserves anything, let them defend their homes. We have a mutual interest. Give the Ukrainians arms. Joe Biden was playing that game fairly well, believe it or not. Or whoever the fuck was puppet mastering Joe Biden. I don't know who was making the decisions there, really. I wasn't as in tune back then as I was now. I was starting to get into it, but I'm really getting into it now. Now, Trump, he wants to make peace because he thinks, ooh, peace, I'm so, look at me, I'm good for the world. I can be in the history books as the guy who made them stop fighting in Ukraine. It's not going to work. Ukraine is going to fight on, and Trump just threw away a mineral deal, by the way. That was so fucking stupid of him. That was such a fucking misplay. Trump doesn't realize what he did yet. Him and Van, they're isolated. You can't play isolationist politics. This is where I defer from the modern Libertarian Party, by the way, and I think they're neocon sellouts too, is because you can't. It's too late. You can't withdraw America from the geopolitical stage. America is intrinsic to it, and now we're at a point where these two giant empires, mainly America and China. There's a lot of other players, and the EU. That's another fucking player, and we're thinking of the EU as one big zeitgeist, but it's made up of many different interests. It's not a federal government. It's a different system, but we can think of that as an interest. These are things that need to be dealt with. If America is going to, so part of me wishes America would just balkanize and we could have like smaller countries that would function, and America would fight. It would be great if the federal government would function like an EU and we could just have free trade throughout the different states. But that's my personal politics. I'm not even trying to fucking shill that. If that happens, I'll support it. But if it doesn't happen, what I think we should do is basically allow the minor stuff to go down to smaller levels of government. We're already seeing it with like New York State is trying to protect the New York State's interest against what the federal government can do. And I think we should give more of the power that's been traditionally given to the federal government, to the state level, and then maybe even to the mayoral level, or maybe even strip a lot of power away. Because there are places where we can strip government power away, but not economically and not in medicine. Because what we need the government to be while it's here, while it's this beast that we can't get rid of, that we have to cooperate with, we would like it to be something that helps us feed our families and not die. So what we can do is focus on fixing the healthcare system and fixing the economy and fixing geopolitical foreign relations, because that's really all the government really needs to fucking focus on. Everything else, the regulations of all of these capitalist industries, these things that are bigger than individuals, that's what the government can focus on, right? Like I don't think small businesses should be super regulated, because small businesses need to do shady shit to get by. That's just the matter of fact. But fucking big businesses need to be regulated. Regulate the fuck. This is where the libertarians sell the fuck out. Regulate the fuck out of big business, and regulate the insurance companies, and regulate the healthcare industry. Regulate all those motherfuckers, those mafias that are fucking way out of the hands of the people. And let the mom and pop shop, let apothecaries, let people start getting into chemistry again. Legalize drugs. This is another big thing. People will do drugs whether you like it or not. If you can at least let them get clean fucking substances, allow them to know what they're doing, then competent individuals will make their own way in the world. And maybe some people will fail and drop out of society, but you know what that'll do? That'll create jobs for other people who want to compete. So if you don't want to do drugs, and you think people who do drugs aren't going to contribute, then guess what? That's your opening to have a job. Everybody wins. Everybody fucking wins. Not to say it necessarily works like that. And hold on, we're getting penetrated by a tank. We're also starting to get really, really like existential and topical in our political rousings here. And the stream's going on for about an hour, so I think after this match, I'm gonna call it. We've gone over quite a lot of stuff with the NLOP, what I want to accomplish with it, and I think this has been a very productive start to the conversation, getting the idea and the messages out. I really don't want to be associated with the Republicans or the Democrats. That's what I'll close on. This is a new thing, and we're not associated with the old Libertarian Party either. This is endorsed by MetaState. This is a political offshoot of the MetaState cultural think tank that is existing with my friends and I. And this party that is starting to go up is I think the way forward to make political moves. So this is the Voice of the Void, Chaos Coyote, signing out. Peace.